Hello everyone, I'm Ben, and I'm coming really close to being done with Call of Duty. At my wit's end, you could say. Don't know how long this video is gonna be. I've tried multiple takes of this, and each one, I feel like has gotten better and better, but I still haven't had one that I'm happy with, because I really don't want this to turn into more of a rant. I kind of want this to turn into more of like a thing that might possibly break out of my normal viewer base and go farther as issues that we really have to talk about as the Call of Duty community as a whole, and hopefully get the developers to, look at and be like, wow, we need to fucking do this. Because I can guarantee you're not going to find streams or videos of the Call of Duty developers playing their own game. And if you do, please link them to me on like Discord or something, because I would love to watch them and see what they talk about, because I don't even know if it's the dev themselves playing. It's probably someone else. I've seen a lot of devs play their own games on streams and stuff and have a blast, but I've never seen it with Call of Duty, mainly because I doubt the developers even are like very happy with what they're putting out, because the games, at least Modern Warfare and Cold War, have been subpar. And I have about 7 reasons here why they're a bit subpar, or concerns that I have for the future of Call of Duty, because if these 7 things are in the sequel to Modern Warfare and the sequel to Cold War, it's probably not gonna, Call of Duty is probably not a series that you're gonna see on my channel or my Twitch streams anytime in the future, which Twitch will be linked down below if you've never seen a stream of mine and you want to catch them. I stream pretty much every other day. So yeah, first talking point: how skill-based matchmaking ruined the game. You've heard of SBMM probably before. You've heard of skill-based matchmaking. Fucking Merc Music even has a dedicated video on this topic. And basically, to paint a picture for you as to why this is such a big deal, is because with skill-based matchmaking, you normally only have a set few weapons that you can do really, really well with individually, where there's like the best weapons in the game, and you can only do well with those, and then you climb higher and higher into the skill-based matchmaking system to the point where you cannot use anything else. If you want to have fun and use some variety on your classes, you cannot, because there is that much like power contained in those few weapons, like the XM4, the M16, the AK-47, and probably even the MP5. They all are just so powerful that you do good with them and you're like, wow, this gun's really good, and then you start getting up and up in skill, and then you get into the lobbies where the enemies are also using those nothing but those same guns, and then you realize that day in and day out you're playing for enjoyment, recording videos, or streaming this same game using the same guns with the same camo, the same reticle, and you're just doing the same fucking thing over and over and over and over and over again, because you can't use anything else and be good with it. We all like to do good in lobbies. If I have a few lobbies where I don't do good, oh well, I know that I have some coming up where I'll do well in. But there comes a point where you reach your limit. Even with using the best gun you can possibly use, you still have a cap to the amount of skill you can have, or you reach your limit at how good you are. And then you just keep getting shit on, and shit on, and shit on, and shit on. And then you get like those 2 games where you do good. But guess what, motherfucker? Here comes the 7 games where you get shit on again. It's the most annoying thing ever. Please, for the love of God, remove skill-based matchmaking. In Black Ops 2, we had public matches and league play. That was an awesome dynamic. If you're feeling casual, you go into fucking public matches and you just have fun. You do well some games, you don't others, because everything was completely random. Then, if you and your buddies are feeling good, you're playing some pubs, you're doing really well, you're like, hey, you know what? I bet we could fucking do this. You go into league play and you fucking compete. I don't want to compete in my normal public matches. I don't want that. That seems like a really fucking shitty thing that I never want to have to deal with in a Call of Duty ever again, if I can help it. Branching off of that into specific weapons, let's talk about a little bit of weapon balancing in Modern Warfare and Cold War. And actually, I can kind of rope 2 of these talking points together. Let's talk about weapon balancing for a minute. The weapon balancing in Modern Warfare and Cold War, to me, feels more like the weapon balancing in it feels more like Modern Warfare 3 than it does Modern Warfare 2 or BO2. right? So you had Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 2. Both are regarded as the best Call of Duty ever. And they both have minor balancing issues. In Modern Warfare 2, UMP and ACR were pretty fucking huge. But you could use pretty much anything else and still do well if you had the skill for it. Very similarly to Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2, you had the AN-94 and the PDW and the MSMC. But if you use something else, you could do really fucking good. And there weren't really any weapons that were like absolute trash except maybe a few. I would say that the weapons that were good outbalanced the weapons that were trash. In Cold War and Modern Warfare, you don't have that. In Modern Warfare, you have the Kilo, the M4, and for SMGs, what did you have? The MP5, maybe? Like, that was it. Like, you could modify some of the other guns to be decent, but you couldn't really get that, like, the results you wanted if you wanted to, like, absolutely destroy a lobby. You couldn't get those results you wanted unless you pulled out an M4. Everyone's probably sick of the M4 by now. Even in Warzone, people are probably sick of the fucking M4 because it's the most overpowered gun in the entire game. Now, they did come out later with, like, the Grau and stuff, but I'll get into Season Pass and store items in a little bit. But I just want to mention that pretty much everyone's sick of the M4 in Modern Warfare, I'm sure. Very similarly to Cold War. Cold War, they made the XM4 really overpowered, and people are tired of that. Luckily, they made the AK, at least in my opinion, a little bit better than the XM4, so we're not using an M4 for 2 years in a row. Because it's annoying to use the same gun for 2 years in a row. Now, also talking about weapon balancing, I want to talk about shotguns for a minute. You're telling me that Treyarch had the game cycle of Modern Warfare, and not once did they think, maybe we should either fix or downright remove shotguns from our game. No, they fucking didn't. Instead, if anything, they enabled it. So back in Season 5 of Modern Warfare, they broke C4. C4 you could throw about as far as a frag grenade. And during that time, it was annoying, but I could still enjoy the game. Then they fixed the C4, and for that brief month, or like month or two of Season 6, I was fucking ecstatic. So I was like, dude, C4 is fixed. The 725 is still OP as fuck, but less people use it because people just got tired of fucking using it. We're rolling. We're great. I can run around and actually use other guns again. This is fucking awesome. And then they released the AA-12 halfway through the season and fucking ruined the shotgun meta again. And I complained about it in one of my streams because I died about 150 times to it in one 2-hour stream, and I was done. I was so done, in fact, that since that stream, I have never touched Modern Warfare again, and I even uninstalled the game a week later. Because fuck that. I'm not going to play that game again. And what happens with Cold War? Cold War releases and the multiplayer was poopy because time to kill was too long. They shortened the time to kill, which was awesome. And then the game was actually good for a little while. Then halfway through Season 1, they add the fucking Street Sweeper shotgun. What are you doing, Treyarch? You have the experience and knowledge of what happened with Modern Warfare, and you still release an overpowered semi-automatic shotgun in your game, knowing what happened with Modern Warfare and how that dumpster fire happened? You still released a semi-automatic shotgun. That is about as overpowered as the 725 was. You release a semi-automatic shotgun that kills in like 2 shots. When, back in Modern Warfare 2 even, the Striker, post-patch, I remember it used to be really powerful, but then they patched the Striker at one point. It takes like 4 shots to kill. At a medium range. Keep in mind this is medium range, not close range. The Street Sweeper kills with 2 shots. The Striker, the same exact shotgun make and model in real life, killed in 4 shots in Modern Warfare 2. Now with those 3 talking points out of the way, let's get on to the other 3. And yes, there is one complaint point about zombies in here, but it's not major. I actually love the zombies mode in Cold War. We'll get to that in a minute. Remember how earlier I had said we get to the store and the season pass? This is not factual, 100% factual. This is just me saying this from my heart because I feel like this will happen because it was factual back in Modern Warfare. So I'm thinking that Treyarch might be doing the same thing here. things that are provided free in the season pass are usually broken when they first come out to incentivize people to get further along in the season pass. But once that tier is reached by the majority of players in the season pass, they nerf the gun. That happened with the Mac 10. That's probably going to happen with the Groza soon, if it hasn't already, because they were overpowered when they came out. I remember playing Cold War and being like, wow, this Mac 10 is fucking ridiculous. I can't wait until I unlock this. And then I played and unlocked it, and it was fucking crazy. It was a ridiculously powerful gun. Well, now it's fixed. They nerfed it. But you know what isn't nerfed? The Street Sweeper, because it's a store-exclusive real money purchase. And they probably won't fix it for another 3 to 4 months, because they want to incentivize people to purchase it in the store to give them money. And that's fucking stupid and scummy. And it's the same thing that Infinity Ward did with some of the weapons in Modern Warfare. It's stupid and it's scummy. Now, again, I'm not saying that they are doing that in Cold War. It seems like they are, though. And quite frankly, I have not checked if you can unlock the Street Sweeper via a challenge or not. So you probably could unlock it via a challenge. The challenge is probably hard, though. And they're probably still not going to nerf it because they want people to spend money. And, oh, this challenge is really hard. Fuck it. I'm just going to buy it in the store instead of actually work to get it. And that stuff pisses me off to no end. So I think I miscounted earlier. I do have 3 talking points left. One thing that kind of gets wrapped up in the weapon balancing and stuff is the developers don't understand that one little tweak to their game could ruin the whole fucking thing. A case in point, I think we can all see that's case in point with time to kill. Cold War was ass when it came out. I even played hardcore and liked that more than core. I'm a core guy. I love my core. I fucking hate hardcore. But I was somehow enjoying hardcore more than core when Cold War came out because the time to kill was so large. Then they reduced the time to kill. That tiny little tweak made the game actually playable, and I fucking loved playing it. Another little tweak, adding a new fucking gun. In multiplayer-wise, that's a huge tweak. Because you just added a shotgun that is now completely overpowered, and I don't even want to think about how overpowered the fucking Street Sweeper is in hardcore. I cannot imagine. You could probably snipe someone halfway across the map like you could the 725 in core and Modern Warfare with the Street Sweeper in hardcore and Cold War. You could probably do that. I have no clue. I haven't played Cold War since my stream the other day. And I don't plan on playing it for a while. At least until I hear that the Street Sweeper gets nerfed. Like, by nerfed, I mean into the ground to the point where it's just as good as if it were removed from the game. But yeah, the developers seem to not understand that one little tweak or one little change to the formula of the multiplayer of a COD could throw the whole fucking thing away. I may be super picky, but it's because I've been playing the game since 2004. And I understand that the game could have this tiny little tweak, and now the whole fucking game is fucked. The whole game is now thrown out the window as a bad game because of one little thing. And it's appalling. It really is. It's fucking appalling at how terrible it is. The last 2 talking points aren't that bad. They're just little complaints. The one that has to do with zombies is... I don't know how the development process is made. I don't know how long it takes to produce a zombies map. But I really would have liked instead of having a fucking holiday-themed reskin or remake of the classic zombies game mode for the holidays of D Machina. Why'd you waste resources on that? It's just a gimmick. It got me to play zombies for like an extra day than I normally would have. Just dedicate that time and resources to making the next map, please. Like, I'm not saying that we as the fans are your bosses, but it's very similar to content creation. We as the fans are theoretically game developers and publishers' bosses. Because if we stop buying and playing the games, they don't have a job. It's similarly to me and you guys. If you guys stop watching, I don't have a job. Which is why I do Let's Plays. You know, to hopefully provide entertainment. Or I make videos like this, informing you guys of the state of one of my most beloved games, so that way if a change happens in the future, you guys are informed. as to how I'm feeling and the transparency that I'm trying to convey here with my feelings towards this game that me and some of you love. And it's just rededicate the resources to the new map, please, so we can all enjoy a new map for like a month or two, instead of beating fucking D Machina into the ground like a dead fucking horse. Work on releasing the new map, please. And I've seen the leaks. If the new Cold War map is just a remake of Mob of the Dead, I'm done. Like, that's frustrating. Sure, the map could be good, but seriously? Let me convey to you real quickly how many times fucking Alcatraz has been put in Call of Duty. It started with Mob of the Dead. It got put into it got remade into Blood of the Dead. Not soon after that, Call of Duty Mobile added Alcatraz as a fucking map. Then soon after that, fucking Cold War Warzone, and we'll get to Warzone here in the next talking point. Warzone added Alcatraz but renamed it Rebirth Island and threw that in there. And now Cold War Zombies is getting a third Alcatraz map? What is so special about Alcatraz? There's way better even prisons. Way more creepier prisons that you could use. I live in Pennsylvania. I don't remember the name of it, but there's even a haunted prison in Pennsylvania that's really fucking creepy. And I've seen countless paranormal shows like Ghost Hunters and fucking Ghost Adventures and shit go there, and that shit's way creepier than fucking Alcatraz. I'm sure you could go out to fucking Japan and find an abandoned Japanese or Chinese prison that's on like an isolated island. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but there was a video that I watched on that. That's fucking creepy. Make a map based off of that fucking place. Why do you always have to go back to Alcatraz? It's like, it's not the same concept as like Call of Duty going back to World War II. Call of Duty going back to World War II, yeah, it's the same war every few years, but the fact that they space it out every, like, 4 to 6 years makes it okay. World War II was fun, World at War was fun, but if they released another World War II shooter in between there, that would have ruined it. In moderation, Treyarch. You can't just write off the success of Mod of the Dead every fucking other year. Give it like another 5 years and then make a Mob of the Dead remastered. Or make another Alcatraz-themed map. And this isn't just you, Treyarch, this is also fucking, IW. Or, not IW, fucking whoever's in charge of COD Mobile. They did it too. Why? I don't understand why it makes Alcatraz so special. Like, ditch the reskins, ditch the holiday modes. They were fun for like 2 hours, but then you get bored because it's the same fucking map. And here's the last talking point of this video, and I guess my conclusion to this rant. I hope this wasn't too ranty that it was unenjoyable. I just wanted to, again, get these transparent points across, or this transparency of how I'm feeling about Call of Duty. But this is something that I'm worrying about, and Treyarch is starting to worry me about, and Infinity Ward has already done. Warzone is everything now. I wouldn't be surprised if Infinity Ward at some point releases a standalone Warzone game. And they just ditch campaign, and they ditch multiplayer, and they ditch Spec Ops, which they've already have done, and they'll probably do again, because Spec Ops in Modern Warfare was amazing, but nobody fucking played it. And it wouldn't surprise me if at some point in the next few years, Treyarch ditches zombies, and they just become a Battle Royale game, because it's so popular. It's having the Fortnite effect. Fortnite has completely just, like, neglected Save the World mode because the Battle Royale was so popular. Epic Games themselves have completely shut down or almost completely ceased work on literally every other Epic Games game because Fortnite was so big and popular. They're like, oh, yeah, you over there, team working on that game. Fuck that game, that's not making as much money as Fortnite. Come over here and work for Fortnite. Different people like different things. You can't just put all your, dollars, rabbits. You can't just put all your dollars into one ATM. You can't put all your rabbits in one hat. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. You gotta keep what you already have. Modern Warfare campaign was amazing. Cold War campaign was amazing. And I feel like they could have been even more amazing than what they already were if more resources were advocated towards that than fucking Warzone, probably. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but it seems like a lot more resources went to Warzone than it did Zombies or the campaign, and especially the campaign in Cold War, because the campaign in Cold War was amazing. Imagine if it was even longer than it was. Imagine if, like, fucking Cold War had a campaign that, like, was like 7 or 8 hours long instead of just fucking 4 to 5 hours of stuff. Like the puzzle, right? Like the mathematical like puzzle that I got stuck on. I had to look up a guide for that, and I'd use my brain. That was cool. Too bad it only fucking happened once. But anyways, I am Ben. Thank you guys for listening to my concerns. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Comment down below some things that either I got wrong in this video, things that aren't actually problems and I'm just blowing off some steam dumbly, or tell me in the comments below some of these concerns that I brought up that you are also concerned about, or some other concerns that I may have missed that you are also concerned about. I'd love to have a chat with you guys down in the comments. As I said before, I am Ben, and I will see you in the next video, or stream. Follow my Twitch, please. Bye-bye.
My heart rages